Oh, hey, come walk with me. So today, we're starting in a familiar place. I feel like lately we've been starting in a lot of familiar places, and I think that mostly comes down to habit. So in the first few episodes, I'm switching up here and there, um, but in the end, it's just a walk. It's a regular thing I do. So this is a nice place to start, and why not? Um, Today, I wanted to briefly talk about planning, and especially planning in the context of when you do anything creative. So, some of the examples of that I would say would be if you're planning a photo shoot, and I know that there's different types of photographers. Like if you're a landscape photography, especially, I think it's very necessary to plan ahead because some things are very calculable. Like for example, if you need to know the location of the sun, how the shadows are going to fall. Also, if you want to plan for golden hour, for example, if that is the light that you are looking forward to, then it makes a lot of sense to plan a photo shoot like that. And especially in landscape photography, I think that is something that is very necessary. For street photography, maybe not so much. And I think that's the one that I'm doing more, because most of the time those are moments that you cannot plan for. I mean, still useful to have some kind of idea where the light is going to be. Like for example, what I like to do is I like to walk towards the sun, just to give the photos a little bit more of a 3D pop or of a three-dimensionality, because the more that the sun comes from in front of you, basically, the more depth your photo is going to have. So what I like to do is if I plan a route, like for example, if I plan to go on a city trip, then I do have a quick look at, for example, the PhotoPills app, which is absolutely wonderful for something like that, because you can give the exact date and it will calculate, like for example, the time of the sunrise, the angle of the sun. You can have your the shadows that the sun is going to cast, and that makes for much easier planning if you're into that. However, as already mentioned, so that's just a general background. What I don't do is I don't plan for any specific shots. Like I don't have a shot list. Like I want to get these 5 shots, for example, wherever I want to go, and I think that ties in with the way that I see photography, more or less like a kind of mindfulness exercise. So basically, going on a walk, and the camera is just a companion, that helps to capture some of the moments, or that makes me also think about, okay, what am I seeing here? Why is it good to be here? Yeah. But not so much the result. And I find that if I look back at, like for example, the photos that I shot over the last year, it's always nice to remember the places where I've been, but it's not always, how to say, so it's not, the photos in and of themselves are not always, I would say, Instagram ready, right? Because a lot of the times the photos that you see on social media, they are, I think, very curated in a way that it is exactly this place, exactly this light. There's exactly this person. Like sometimes if you even have a model that you might be shooting, and with, let's call it mindful street photography, it's much less like that. It's more the feeling of the place, I would say. Yeah. So what I find hard in that case is then how do I make a collection out of something like that if I haven't planned for it, because it's not like an easy story to tell. If I go on a walk and I find some, I don't know, 20, 30 pictures that are good, they don't necessarily make up a story. They make up the story of the walk and the place where I was, but not necessarily a beginning and an end, like for example. And I think this is again where the planning comes in. So you'll find a lot of advice in terms of planning your photography trips, and also in terms of which lenses to bring, by making sure that you have a kind of shot list that is able to tell a story about a place. Like for example, if you were very meticulous, a good idea would be to have like a wide opening shot, medium shot, and then maybe some details. And I usually find that hunting for that, or saying, now I need to get, for example, the wide shot, or I already have the wide shot and now I need to get some detail, more or less distracts me from the walk. And in the end, if it's forced, I don't tend to like the pictures that much either. So maybe that's something that I need to do more, to learn more, but it's not really the way that I generally look at photography. So now what I wanted to talk about in today's video is how does all of this translate into any creative planning, and similarly also to maybe this vlog, because I think I very generally started this series as a walk with me. I mean, the name of the series is Walk With Me, and that's what we're doing here. But generally I started this in the same way. So I just wanted to go ahead and go on a walk, see what thoughts pop up. So today I was thinking about, planning, because I was watching another YouTube video on content schedule and planning your next videos up front. And I found that even here I don't really do this. So I'm not sure if it would help or if it would be better. I don't think it fits really with the philosophy of what I'm trying to do here. But sometimes I think at least a little bit of a buffer, or maybe let's not call it a content plan, but some ideas for what the next videos could be is good. I mean, we had a few episodes where the plan was there, notably the one obviously in Paris where the plan didn't work. But most of the days I'm just taking this off the top of my head and talking about whatever subject that comes into my mind on that day. And oftentimes it works out and it becomes a video. So I'm happy about that. But I think we've had 1 or 2 episodes already where really no thought popped up. And that's also fine. It fits with the channel philosophy and the way that we're talking here. But I'm wondering if it's always making for good content. Same like the way I approach photography doesn't always make for good Instagram photos, like for example. And I think if something like this is supposed to be more, let's say, successful, right? And what's success is another open thing. So of course, if my idea of this vlog being, okay, I just would like to have a walk, and I'm having a walk. I would like to have a little bit of a talk with you guys and talk about some things that come into my mind. Then obviously this is already successful, so that's good. If we're talking about, let's say, commercial success, or having this be useful to you guys, maybe even, then I think a little bit more planning could be useful. Yeah, so obviously it's still early days. A little bit trying to find my footing here, trying to see what makes sense in terms of what to talk about, what is a good content, and so from that perspective, just popped into my mind that one of the things I haven't really done, or that I haven't really thought about doing yet, is planning. Yeah, and this might work like it does for my photography, or maybe we need to change it up a little bit. But yeah, I think that's about what I wanted to talk about today. So if this has been interesting, or if you have been watching this and you think, okay, I'm a person who really plans content often, then do let me know, and I will think about it, and maybe next time we can talk a little bit about planned content, or whatever comes into my mind, as always said. With that said, do have a lovely rest of the day, the week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.